his wonderful team, including Dr. Malla, Dr. Najma, Dr. Fair. Dr. Akbar? So organizing this, I think it was 3 days event because I've seen the date from 13, 14 and 15. 13 and 14. So today international conference on a very important topic, and that important topic is bridging the technology and sustainable science. And then at the same time, it is about Industry 5.0, and then at the same time it's innovation, and at the same time it's an ethics. So I think I must congratulate for bridging all these wonderful words together, because they themselves, in fact, is the topic of a single conference. Having said this, I think that topic, when we talk about science, technology, innovation, it's a dire need for Pakistan and any other country to understand. World sees science, technology, and innovation together. But unfortunately, in Pakistan, we have not really been able to see science, which can be converted into a technology and which can be converted into the innovation. If we try to understand science, it is bleak without technology. And if we try to understand technology, it is in fact useless if there is no innovation. Science, we may see it in terms of sustainability by itself. So rather it's a science, an observation, which is coming from the concept of Newton, is like theory of motion. If we look up to the theory of gravitation, if we talk about relative theory from Einstein, if we talk about Stephen Hawking's like theory of everything, they all are sustainable sciences. But these sustainable sciences, in fact, these discoveries became usable for the countries, for the nations, for the innovation system, when they be converted into the gadgets based on different technologies. If you are not able to see these gadgets, I may not be able to communicate with you all. It is a science where these sound waves are converted into the electrical signals, and these electrical signals are moving towards your ear where the diaphragm is in. So it's again science. But that science without this technology, which is a mic, is of no use. And if this mic is not being sold into the market, it has never been converted into the innovation. So in fact, when we talk about science, technology and innovation, in fact, it's a research to the retail. What we are trying to understand is the concept of creativity connected with the commerce. We have the President and Chair of Commerce and Industry along with us. So what he in fact tried to tell is that research must be converted into the market-oriented products. Let me share with you a little background of myself, because being only not a spokesperson for STI, but I had a very strong background working as a director of Mehran University Institute of Science, Technology and Development for nearly 10 years, before being a Vice Chancellor of SAB University of Art, Design and Heritage. So now you can see there's a strong connection, science, technology, innovation, and innovation in arts and design. So they all are quite connected, and this is in fact I'm trying to bridge the gaps between these things. I've been a part and a very active working member in Ministry of Science and Technology for devising the very recent national STI policy for Pakistan. But let me share with you a very bleak, unfortunate 70 or 7 decades plus history of Pakistan, in which we unfortunately not been able to capitalize on the concept of STI. In 1984, we came up with the very first policy with the name of Science and Technology Policy, which very clearly identified that how science can be converted to the technology and how it can be converted to the innovation. That policy, in fact, being sent to the Malaysia, and we know where Malaysia is today. In 1993, we came up with technology policy, which never seen the cabinet for approval. In 2012, we came up other national science technology policy, which was never been accompanied by its strategic plan. And in 2022, we again came up with the national science technology innovation policy, which I have mentioned being a writer, an author of a couple of chapters into that, with the reference of Ministry of Science and Technology, still struggling without any action plan. So unfortunately, what is happening in our country is that we do talk about a very wonderful science. I am a very propagator of basic sciences. But then basic sciences without applied science is nothing. So when we say science, technology, innovation, it's a combination, a very strong combination between basic sciences and the applied sciences. Being the author of that chapters in the science technology policy, national science technology policy, I clearly reflected that until unless Science and technology is not to solve the real world problem. We do not need such science. And I think this is the major important problem that unfortunately we are struggling in Pakistan. So not only in terms of the academia, but again at the same time from the industry. When we talk about university industry government linkages, when we talk about triple helix model, the theories are fascinating. But where is the problem? Is its implementation. So implementation in Pakistan, along with its regulation and regulation, is mandatory.